I think that whatever anybody wants to do with a doll, they can do with it. I'm not going to judge somebody. Good morning, everyone. If I look a little puffy or kind of off, it's because I did have my last 2 wisdom teeth removed on Tuesday, and it is Thursday now while I'm filming, so I'm not feeling the greatest. I'm also probably going to be talking a little bit weird because I just have like these strings from the sutures that are just tickling like the inside of my mouth, and it feels weird, so I'm kind of like trying to avoid touching them. Gross. We have these pine trees that line our street, and I don't know if anybody knows, but pine trees, they just love to release a bunch of pollen at some point. I think when the weather changes and the temperature gets up above like 55 or something, they just release a ton of pollen. And I was having terrible allergies for a few days, but the pollen was all over both of our yards. Kameron and I actually took a scrub brush and we were scrubbing the backyard because it was just completely yellow back there, and the cats were rolling in it and they were getting pollen all over them, and it just it was not good. There's still some remnants of pollen out here, but for the most part the rain has kind of like, I will bet that there's probably still pollen on my doorknob though. Let me go check. Oh yeah, definitely still a ton of pollen. You would think that, you know, having had my wisdom teeth out and being on some medications that aren't making me feel that great, that I would take a while to rest and heal, but that is not my personality, and it's something I definitely need to work on, but today I'm just not willing to work on that. I literally have a history of working through the worst things. I broke my arm one year, and I hid that from the people that I was working with on a Fiat commercial. In my defense, it was a Super Bowl commercial with Charlie Sheen, and I was a principal actor. I wasn't one of the background people. I was one of the principal actors. Not, you know, principal like Charlie Sheen and the beautiful model that he was working with, but, you know, principal nonetheless. So it was a commercial that did get me a very, very good income, and I don't regret working on that with a broken arm. But this just gives you an idea of how crazy I am, that I'm willing to work and pretend that I don't have a broken arm. Another instance I can think of was I booked this Gryman commercial. It's a tile company in Ecuador, and I had pneumonia, like walking pneumonia, and there was an underwater shoot portion that day. It was like this 5-day shoot, and that day was the underwater portion when I had walking pneumonia, and I, like a crazy person, worked underwater for 10 hours. Kind of looks like the rain might be coming back, actually. And there were numerous, there was one time I did a test shoot. When you're a model, a test shoot is like you're testing an idea out and you don't get paid for it, and it's like everybody just gets like a picture for their portfolio. And I did that after coming back from Mexico City, and I had Montezuma's Revenge. Girl, what is wrong with me? I mean, part of that is, you know, American culture. Like, you're expected to work when you're sick. I mean, I'm hoping that kind of changes a little bit, but yeah. And then, you know, the fashion, modeling, acting culture is like, if you don't show up for this job, we're all doing it without you. And you're going to miss out on, you know, career opportunity, and people are going to look at you badly because you were sick, you know, and they think that you're making excuses, that sort of thing. There were times that I was very, very sick, injured, and I still worked regardless. We have these crazy expectations that even if you are sick or, you know, injured, like, you better be on your deathbed if you're going to miss work. And I think that's definitely a toxic cultural trait in America, but I don't know if it's just that or if it's also part of my personality, that I feel like I'm not being productive, and it makes me feel really bad, you know? So even if I have a couple of days where I rest, I rested the last couple of days, obviously, but yeah, I I really feel like I have to work today. Otherwise, I'm going to feel bad. And bad in the sense of like feeling guilty, not like, you know, not I don't even know. But yeah, feeling guilty that I'm not being productive. Anyway, I'm going to go against what I should be doing, which is resting, healing, and I am going to get a little bit of work done for my Etsy shop. Kieran has been a lovely model in the past, and he's just gotten so big. He wouldn't fit any of the items that I need photographed today, and I have found that some of the people that are on Etsy tend to have higher sales when they do have one of these Reborn dolls as a model for the things that they've made. So I just figured I'd get one. A couple of people that I know actually told me that it was creepy and they didn't understand why I got it. But I think that whatever anybody wants to do with a doll, they can do with it. I'm not going to judge somebody, but you know, the reason I got it is to be my shop model. So this is where I'm going to be shooting. It is a little cray-cray in here because I did film the baby clothing haul on Monday. And historically, I have used Kieran's mini crib, but I just didn't feel like moving it in here. Also didn't feel like, you know, taking him out of it while he's napping. I'm going to use his bassinet to take photos in today. Just going to clean it up a little bit. Gotta get my soft box all set up. Angled down, so these are the two that I am shooting today, and here is our model. I had been wanting to get one for a while to model for my website, and this was the realest looking one that I found. This doll is 20 inches long, and it has a soft body. It doesn't have the silicone body, so it's not, you know, completely super realistic. But I kind of wanted something that just looked sort of real from far away, like for the thumbnail. It is neither male or female. I just, you know, for the sake of the floral prints, I am putting bows on it this time. And then for, you know, like boy prints, I'll probably just throw a little hat on or something. A lot of times, you know, it's kind of like wish.com where you see a picture and you're like, wow, that's very realistic. And then you order it and it's just not what you ordered. But this one I'm very pleased with. The only sort of like thing that bothers me is the eyelashes here, but I'll probably trim them. But yeah, let's get to shooting. We are doing the pink one first, so let's go ahead and set this one aside. Kind of the thing about this swaddle is that I would say it could fit up to like 6 months depending on the size of your child. But this doll is very small, like it's wearing one of Kieran's preemie outfits. Okay, I think that's the angle that I want to do. I don't know, maybe from up here in this particular bassinet. Just if anybody's curious, this is kind of what goes into photographing stuff. Like I am holding this up right now. I think I really need to get a better soft box set. Now to photograph the item without the doll, because that's important too. All right, now that the pink one's done, let's move on to yellow. This one's probably one of my favorites that I've made. If I had another daughter, I'd probably do yellow for her nursery color. Which would probably get me a lot of hate because I got so much hate for making orange Kieran's color. Whatever. And we are finished. It's gonna feel so good to get these finally up on the website. Aw, Kieran's waking up. Hi. You know what I haven't thought about? I haven't thought about putting the doll next to Kieran because that doll is only an inch bigger than he was when he was born. Oh my gosh. How has my child grown this much? That is crazy. What do you think of the doll, Kieran? He's like, I don't know. It's a baby doll. It's a doll. My other thought is like when he's older, you know, and I get pregnant again, it might be kind of cool for him to sort of practice, I guess, or like, you know, maybe teach him how to treat the doll nicely or something like that. I've seen other moms do that. He's like, just put on Elmo, Mom. Come on. Well, I'm going to let Kieran have a little bit of tummy screen time. And I think I'm going to get to work on some of these projects.